Beautiful Intentions is my third album, and it's my baby. It's the first album I made on my own label, Red Girl Records, and that was really, about growing up, standing on your own 2 feet, and it was a big risk, I suppose, financially, but it was a risk I was more than willing to take. The songs on this album came so quickly, and I was so excited, and I just knew that, for me, it was something I'd be very, very proud of forever.
Following the release and underperformance of her second album Reason, Melanie C faced a turning point in her career when she was dropped by Virgin Records. Despite the setback, she viewed the situation as an opportunity for growth, expressing mixed feelings about the split and acknowledging that Virgin had begun to lose faith in her. Ultimately, she felt a sense of relief and excitement at the prospect of launching her own label and what the future may hold for her as a solo artist. This is Melanie C, Beautiful Intentions.
I think with this being my third album, I've had quite a lot of time to reflect on all the experiences that I've had in my life, including my music and touring and everything. And with it being on my own label, it felt like such a fresh new start. I'd already been talking to my manager about, the future and where we wanted to go, and we talked about, starting the label and financing my own record. And when the time actually came, it really was, it was the best thing we could have done, because it was really weird how it affected me with having, this fresh start. There was I've always been enthusiastic about my career and my music, but it was just extra, I think, because, you truly feel you're doing it for yourself. It was about time, I feel, for me to grow up, stand on my own 2 feet, really, have a bit more responsibility.
In the spring of 2004, Melanie established her independent record label Red Girl Records alongside her manager Nancy Phillips. The label's name paid homage to the colours of Liverpool FC, a football team Melanie passionately supports. Over the next year, Melanie poured her heart into her new album, previewing 6 tracks during her Barfly mini tour in June 2004 before heading back into the studio to complete the recordings.
So there was just a real good feeling in the studio, in rehearsals, on the road. When we road tested the songs, we did a little tour before we recorded the album. And I think that all helped to make it such a great record.
For this project, she collaborated with familiar names like Phil Thornalley and Peter John Vertesi, while also partnering with future collaborator Adam Argyle, with Melanie co-writing all but one song. The bulk of the album's production was helmed by Greg Haver, best known for his work with Manic Street Preachers.
It's quite interesting because the last time I did an interview with you was, I'd just come off 2 quite big records, the Manic's Lifeblood album and the Melanie C record, and I was completely wiped out. I pretty much, after that interview, I didn't go into a studio for 3 months. I hired a camper van and I drove around New Zealand, and I jumped off bridges, and it's probably some sort of midlife crisis, really. And I just lost. It wasn't, it wasn't so much that I didn't enjoy making the records, because I really loved making those records. It was just such a lot of work at such a high pressure level, and it was still quite new to me working at that sort of, at that sort of pressure, really. And so I just took time out, and then gradually ease my way back into recording again.
I really wanted to approach this album quite differently. With my first 2 albums, I worked in the studio. The songs, were written and we recorded them quite quickly. And then we went out and toured. And I always felt once the songs had been played live, they took on a new life. And I wanted this album to sound very exciting and the songs to be more established. And we went out and we played and we saw what was working, and we got great reactions from the fans. So that took us into the studio with lots of confidence and lots of ideas. So I think it's really helped the album. It was a pretty quick recording, you know, we had a lot of fun. We wanted to keep it, you know, quite live sounding as well. So I'm very pleased with the outcome. What's been great with this album is to really keep it quite raw and recording songs from beginning to end, so you just get that whole emotional journey, and that's something I've really enjoyed this time. It's just made the whole process so much more enjoyable. I love to perform. It's the whole reason I got into this industry. So for me, it's the best thing. For me, I think as a piece of work, I think it's my best album. Well, maybe I should say it's my favourite. Well, this song was written by a guy called Adam Argyle, who's a fantastic songwriter. And we've actually been working on some new tracks for my next album already. But he has had, you know, a lot of experience in the industry as, you know, myself with the Spice Girls. And in many ways, I see this song as a bit of a warning to young people. There are so many TV talent shows and reality, you know, TV shows out there now. And I just feel that it's quite a dangerous way to become successful. It can be a very short-lived career. And I think once you've had a taste of your dreams, and to have them taken away so cruelly can be something which is very hard to deal with. The idea behind the video, I think really it stems from the song, and the song is kind of, it's a social commentary on the like pop idol phenomenon. So it's about instant fame, and not so much the trappings of fame, but kind of like just saying how much nonsense it really is. I've worked with Ray K on this video, and he directed Yeah Yeah Yeah, I've seen with you now, and he's a great guy. He's just done Destiny's Child Soldier video. So he's a really great guy, and he had a great idea. He'd been wanting to do this for a while, and it's kind of shooting a video, but kind of seeing a little bit what goes on behind the scenes, but not in a reportage kind of way, more in a stylistic kind of way. So it's all the video, but you get like all your people coming on and doing the checks, and you've got all the people you have on set, like the second AD, and people like doing light checks and hair and makeup and everything. So really it's just kind of seeing everything that goes into making it. When I worked with Ray K on Yeah Yeah Yeah, we had a really good shoot. He was really Norwegian, very sweet, and he's just a great director. So I was eager to work with him again after the experience, but then after seeing the video, Yeah 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 is actually one of my favourites. My top two, Going Down and Yeah Yeah Yeah, are my favourite Melanie C videos. So it's pretty recommended. So yeah, I was really eager to work with him again, so I think he's really cool. So that's one of my main reasons. And also I think sometimes videos can get a little bit too intricate. And I don't really think, you know, of myself as an actress. So I think best stick to what you're good at and what you enjoy. So far, there haven't really been any major hiccups. The floor has been a little precarious because we like spraying it to get a bit of a sheen off it, and it's quite slippy. My feet have been quite sore in my shoes, but we had somebody fell over and he banged his head. He's fine though, but it was we all laughed and it was a bit mean. So the floor's been a bit skiddy, and we're having lots of props coming on and off, like a sofa and the band equipment and stuff. That's been a bit funny, tricky getting the timing right. So there's been some funny moments, but there's been no major effort.
You have got a new single out,
Yes.
which I've been listening to. I'm going to go to my clipboard for this.
Ooh.
This is a line from your song.
Okay.
Play the game, take the blame for the power and the fame. Make a joke, do the show. Where does all the money go? And I might be wrong, but is this a little bit of a dig at the record industry?
Well, I didn't actually write those lyrics. I didn't actually write this song. It was a great songwriter called Adam Margyle. But I was really drawn to it because I think it's got a great sentiment. You've got to have a bit of a dig, haven't you? There's a lot of nonsense that goes on behind the scenes. So I think it's quite an interesting song because there is a bit of a story behind it.
Starting your own record label, obviously that gives you, A, you get more money.
You have to spend more money. Only if it's successful will I make money.
You're releasing your own material through it,
Yeah.
and you have kind of greater creative control, I suppose, is the main point.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, I was really lucky with Virgin Records. I had a great relationship. And I always had, you know, lots of freedom with them. But I think it's just people influencing you. That's when there's so many other people involved, sometimes you can be wobbled by that. So it's nice to just have, you know, a smaller team of people to work with.
OK, what's it called?
Red Girl Records.
Red Girl Records?
Yes.
The album's lead single, Next Best Superstar, was released on the 4th of April 2005. Written by Adam Margyle and produced by Greg Haver, the song critiqued the transient nature of fame that often stemmed from reality TV competitions of the time like Pop Idol and The X Factor. The single reached a respectable peak of number 10 on the UK singles chart and achieved top 40 status in several countries, even making it into the top 10 in Belgium, Italy and Scotland.
Sell your life, sell your soul, telling everyone you know you're living your dream. And you know that you're good, 'cause they told you you could be the next best superstar. And you know you can sing and you'll do anything to be the next best superstar. You're the next best superstar. Show, where does all the money go? You're living your dream. Crack a smile into now, throw your morals on the fire. You're living your dream. Sell your life, sell your soul, telling everyone you know you're living your dream.
A week later, on the 11th of April 2005, Melanie released her third studio album and first under Red Girl Records' Beautiful Intentions. The album received critical acclaim, with one reviewer declaring it the strongest solo effort from any of the Spice Girls. The Guardian praised its aggressive pop-rock sound, categorising it as Melanie C's best work to date. Beautiful Intentions enjoyed commercial success across Europe, making its way into the top 20 in Austria, Germany, Scotland, Switzerland and Portugal. It achieved gold certifications in Germany, Austria and Switzerland and a platinum certification in Portugal. While in the UK, it narrowly missed the top 20, peaking at number 24. In the UK, a special edition was released with a slipcase cover featuring alternative artwork.
The next best superstar, and you know you can sing and you'll do anything to be the next best superstar. You know you're gonna be. You know you're gonna be the next best superstar. The next best superstar. So I like to live my life with good intentions. I think that I've been very fortunate. I've had a very successful career in music, and therefore I believe I, need to present the best work that I can. I want to be a better artist, a better performer. All these things are my beautiful intentions.
This is your third album, but the difference between this and the other ones is you're paying for it yourself. Is that normal?
Well, it's kind of becoming more commonplace.
But hang on, most people pay for their albums to be produced themselves if they can't get a record company deal.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it probably would be quite tough for me to get a deal because, unfortunately, in this country, it's quite difficult in certain areas, for people to forget about the Spice Girls and to accept me as an individual.
Oh.
So, because Spice Girls are pretty much hated.
Oh, they are? That's Spice
I don't think.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah. Well, you know, I will say, not so much by the general public,
No.
because they've always been so lovely, sweet and positive to me, but in certain areas of the media and the industry, you know, anything Spice related is, you know, is no-go.
I have to tell you, because I've been looking at the lyrics of this, lovely tunes. I think, do you still call them tunes?
You can do.
Yes, OK. Well, lovely tunes. And some of it just worried me a bit. This is from Take Your Pleasure, which you wrote.
OK.
You take your pleasure from my pain, inflict your damage. I expect your delusion is part of you hating yourself. So take your pleasure from my pain. Now, it doesn't rhyme, of course. Nothing ever rhymes these days. But it's also a bit sad, isn't it? I mean, I think, Mel, if a child of mine wrote that, I might take her to the doctor, you know.
The second single from the album, Better Alone, was released on the 1st of August 2005 as a radio edit. In the UK, it was available for purchase on iTunes and through her official website, which offered a limited edition of 2 physical CDs and a DVD single. This single was also released in Australia, Italy, Sweden and the Netherlands. However, due to limited distribution and promotion, the song would fail to chart in the UK, though it did reach the top 40 in Switzerland and Italy.
Why don't you kick me when I'm down? I'd always believed in you, defended your name, but you have not been true. I gave you so much of my life, I've compromised and you tell me goodbye. You couldn't pick a better time, and I can't seem to get my head around all the things that I feel good about always seem to disappear. And every time I think I've got this all worked out, something cheers me up and spits me out, but there's nothing left to fear. I'm better alone, my dear. I know I really should thank you for setting me free. It's really amazing the changes I'm starting to feel. It's not gonna be long till I'm feeling strong. Deliverance help me heal. Still I wonder if you'll ever wish you still had me. Will I ever get my head around all the things that I feel good about that always seem to disappear? When every time I think I've got this all worked out, something chews me up and spits me out.
Musik ab. Achtung. Kamera. Und Action.
To stay alive, try a little harder, see the other side.
Hello, I'm Melanie C, and I'd like to welcome you all to the making of my brand new video, First Day of My Life.
Day of my life. The first time to really feel it.
Cut. Super. And action.
Day of my
Ich habe Gänsehaut gekriegt. Das heißt was?
We've been here all day. We've had a great day in Hanover. The weather's been like this, like that, comme ci, comme ça, but we've battled on. We've had lots of fun. We even closed one of the roads. The authorities let us close it. So big thank you to the city of Hanover. And we had a very nice lunch as well. But anyway, back to the video.
Look at him. You're seeing him like he's playing his instrument. You're looking at him.
What you looking for? No one has the answer. We just want more.
You stand there and we are going away. It's nice, very nice. And this scene, it's perhaps you can turn around
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in this part of the song.
Yeah, great.
Okay, then we go again to the
Another
same
one?
place.
No one has the answer. We just want more. Hey, who's gonna make it right? This could be the first.
This is my first time shooting a video in Germany with a German director and a German crew, so it's all been very exciting. I was a little nervous at first, but everyone's been lovely. It's been a great day, actually. Everyone's been really, really cool. It's my first time working with Nikolai, the director, and he's had some lovely ideas. We've had great locations, and I think it's going to be a mighty fine video.
That's one of you saying.
Thank you so much, everybody. Well, that's kind of it. So I hope you enjoyed your little behind the scenes look, and hopefully I'll be seeing you all very, very soon. So take care, everybody, and bye.
Mi fa capire che c'è un nuovo giorno anche per me.
On the 30th of September 2005, First Day of My Life was released as the third and final single in Germany, Austria and Switzerland. Originally written by Guy Chambers and Enrique Iglesias, the song had first been recorded in Italian by tenor Andrea Bocelli for his 2004 album. Melanie's English translation of the track became a massive hit, reaching #1 in Germany, Spain and Switzerland, and receiving platinum certification in Germany and gold in Switzerland. It remains Melanie C's most successful single in continental Europe, boasting over 1.5 million copies sold worldwide and spending 2 years on various European charts. Although it was one of the biggest hits of 2005, it was never released as a commercial single in the UK.
What you looking for? No one has the answer. They just want more. Hey, who's gonna make it right? This could be the first day of my life. So I found a reason to let it go and tell you that I'm smiling, but I still need to grow. Will I find salvation in the arms of love? Will it stop me searching? Will it be enough? empathy. Sometimes I don't know who to be. Hey, what you looking for? No one has the answer, but you just want more. Hey, who's gonna make it right? This could be the first day of my life. The first time to really feel alive. The first time to walk away. Hey, what you looking for? No one has the answer. They just want more. Oh yeah. Hey, who's gonna shine a light? This could be the first day of my life. I understand your point of view. Letting me go, but I thought you had more faith. Everything I've done for you, you made the mistakes, and now you throw this in my face. And I have worked all hard.
Luckily the weather's quite nice. It's actually quite warm. So I thought I was going to be freezing, but it's alright. So this is the first scene. It's the beginning of the song. We've just been shooting down here. Something is in the lake. We don't quite know what yet. So I'm just hanging out here, singing, singing the song. And this is my little caravan. And as the story unfolds, you will understand what this scene is all about.
Take that away. And I have worked so hard for you all of this time, and you cast me aside. I understand your point of view. You couldn't pick a better time to give me the news. Why don't you kick me when I'm down?
Thank you.
In February 2006, buoyed by the success of First Day of My Life, Better Alone was released in Germany, Austria and Switzerland, complete with a new music video. It would go on to sell over 200,000 copies.
Chews me up and spits me out, but there's nothing left to feel. No, no. And every time I think I've got this figured out, something screws me up and drags me down, but there's nothing left to feel. Better alone, my dear.
On the 3rd of April 2006, Beautiful Intentions was re-released, including the hit First Day of My Life and its accompanying music video. Later that year, Melanie released her first live DVD, entitled Live Hits, which was recorded at The Bridge in southeast London on the 31st of August 2006. Often regarded as one of her strongest solo albums, this edgier, more assertive incarnation of Melanie C resonated deeply with both fans and critics alike. However, with the success of First Day of My Life, Melanie would choose to pivot away from the angst-driven rock sound for her next project, opting for something a little more pop and adult contemporary. Thanks for watching. Hi, thank you for watching this video and supporting the channel as a whole. Just to remind you that the Buy Me a Coffee link is in the description below, should you wish to head over there and help support the channel further by upping my caffeine intake, which is definitely required in the evenings after work and at weekends when I'm spending hours editing videos together like this. I can't monetize my videos due to all of the copyright content that gets used, but I think without that, they'd be pretty boring videos to watch. So whilst I'm happy to do that, any additional support that you can offer me would be greatly appreciated. Buy Me a Coffee does not require a subscription, so you can just head over there whenever you like a particular video and throw me a few pounds to help buy me a coffee. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has already subscribed to the channel, that continues to support me, that adds comments to the videos, that reposts them on social media. It's helping to grow the channel and it helps to motivate me to keep making content for you to enjoy, that I also enjoy myself, because hey, I watch my own videos and think they're pretty good.